Asset misappropriation is stealing cash or other assets, for example, supplies, inventory, equipment, and information. A fraud exists when the theft is concealed, for example, by adjusting records. An example of this type of fraud is embezzlement, which is the intentional misappropriation of property entrusted to one's care. Skimming is theft of cash before it is recorded, for example, accepting payment from a customer but not recording the sale. Disbursement fraud involves payment for fictitious goods or services, overstatement of invoices, or use of invoices for personal reasons. Expense reimbursement fraud is payment for fictitious or inflated expenses. Purchasing something for your personal use and running the expense through the company's accounts payable system is an example of this type of fraud. A few years ago, an employee at Accenture ran $250,000 worth of personal expenses through the company's expense reimbursement system. Other examples include inflating expense reports for personal travel, non-existent meals, or even extra mileage. Payroll fraud is a false claim for compensation. For example, claiming additional hours not actually worked, or payments to fictitious employees, commonly known as ghost payrolling, or ghost employees. Financial statement misrepresentation often overstates assets or revenue, or understates liabilities and expenses. Management may benefit by selling stock, receiving bonuses, or concealing another fraud. You may be familiar with Enron, one of the most famous financial statement frauds in history. Management inflated revenue and pushed employees to continue to purchase stock, while management, knowing the statements were incorrect, sold large amounts of stock. Information misrepresentation provides false information, usually to outsiders, in the form of fraudulent financial statements. A chain of electronic stores on the East Coast of America, known as Crazy Eddie's, inflated the financial statements in order to sell its stock to Wall Street investors. It also burdened us with terrible TV commercials, but that's another story. Corruption is an improper use of power, such as bribery. Since these frauds do not involve financial statement accounts, they leave little accounting evidence. These crimes usually are uncovered through tips or complaints from third parties. Corruption often involves the purchasing function, such as kickbacks or bribes. Bribery is offering, giving, receiving, or soliciting anything of value to influence an outcome. Bribes may be offered to key employees, such as purchasing agents. Those paying bribes tend to be intermediaries for outside vendors, such as sales representatives. A conflict of interest is an undisclosed personal economic interest in a transaction that adversely affects the organization or its shareholders. A purchasing agent may be a part owner in an office supply business and funnel all the office supply business to that company, even though the items could be purchased for less at competing businesses. A diversion redirects to an employee or outsider a transaction that would normally benefit the organization. For example, if our company sells t-shirts, a sales employee could open up their own t-shirt business on the side. When certain orders come in, the sales employee could take that order and direct it to their own business instead of the company. Wrongful use of confidential or proprietary information is fraudulent. Selling a customer list to a competitor is an example of such a fraud. A related party fraud is receipt of a benefit not obtainable in an arm's length transaction. In the example where the purchasing agent had an ownership interest in an office supply store, if the purchasing agent sold the business office supplies at an inflated value, that would be a related party fraud. Additionally, we have tax-related fraud. Tax evasion is intentionally falsifying a tax return. Fraud committed by staff or line employees most often consists of theft of property or embezzlement of cash. The incentive might be relief of economic hardship, the desire for material gain, or addictions, such as a drug or gambling habit. This type of fraud is intended to benefit individuals and is often referred to as employee fraud because any employee can perpetrate such a fraud. Stealing petty cash or merchandise, lapping accounts receivable, and creating non-existent vendors are common forms of low-level fraud. Fraud at the executive level, however, is very different. The incentive is usually either maintaining or increasing the stock price, receiving a large bonus, or both. While this type of fraud is intended to benefit the organization, the individual committing the fraud is usually benefiting as well. Executive-level fraud consists most often of materially misstating financial statements. Since you need to be in management to have the opportunity to materially misstate the financial statements, this fraud is often called management fraud. Fraud at the executive level is what we normally hear about in the newspaper. This type of fraud is insidious because it permeates throughout the organization, that is, if it remains unchecked. If left unchecked, it is typically exhibited through poor tone at the top.